All right, hey AP Lit. So this will be probably the last real video that I'll make for you. Sad. Um, it is AP exam time, looking quite a bit different from years past. But yeah, on these days leading up to the AP exam, I will, try to give you, as I've been doing, try to give you as much as I can think of to help you out. I'll give you a couple more chances to practice the essay, some time to get feedback, and then I'll hopefully give you everything that I can have to give you in order to help you sign on correctly and do all that stuff. Please look into that stuff early. Don't wait till like a few minutes before, just in case. I don't know. I might even try to stay up a little bit in the time like before 1 a.m. on that night. And if anybody wants to sign on and get some extra encouragement. So yeah, I don't really want to talk though much about the AP exam. Hopefully you guys know by now that really like this class is like way more meaningful for me. I care a lot, much more about other things other than the exam. I care more about the conversation we have. I care more about bonding and connecting with you guys. I want this class to be meaningful, much more so than just like helping you get like a score on an exam. So yeah, I think because of that, I'm finding myself just like extra sad. Like the last 2 weeks of your senior year, of past seniors, has been the AP exam weeks, and I've tried to build a lot of like more meaningful things into that time, just to really like mark it. I'm someone who really believes in like the power of rituals, and I think especially like something like graduating high school and really what it marks, it marks like an initiation almost to adulthood. It marks sort of like a sense of like being reborn, and like this part of yourself and your life and your habits and your known world is dying, and so now you're being reborn. Like it's just such like a monumental thing. And so you have a lot built into being a senior, right? You have like your last day where you go around and have these meaningful times with teachers. You have graduation, obviously. But from my perspective, because I teach only seniors, like I've tried to do a few different things. I guess on my part, I think getting through the AP exam is important. In the past, like I always like made breakfast for my AP Lit students on exam day, which of course I can't do this year. But after the AP exam, we always do something that I find really meaningful, and I find it quite poetic. And I love it because it's not just like a little sentimental thing. I think it has really great connections to what we've just recently been reading. So what I always consider to be like AP Literature's final assignment is I have you guys do one last blog, and it's meant to be like a piece of personal writing, and I call it like my remembering blog, and I think it has a lot of cool connections to the last book you read, Remembering by Wendell Berry, because so much of this book is about Andy finally finding healing, finding perspective, finding gratitude and new life in the act of remembering, in just it seems simple, but in this act of really thinking through his memories about who he is, where he has come from, the meaningful people in his life, everything, the people, the place that have made him like that, like it completely transforms him. And it's to me rings with so much truth. And so I think, wow, like what a cool truth to proclaim at like the end of a student's senior year. So on the blog site right now, I write like a little prompt, and I think it's really meaningful. And again, I think it's so poetic because it ties in so well to the book. Uh, but the other thing that I always have my AP Lit students do is we try to find a day sometime in the last 2 weeks where everybody's going to be in class, and I call it kind of like we're giving our remembering speeches. So what I ask my students to do is to just simply like read all or a portion of their like final remembering blogs, and sometimes I even describe it as giving like a little like mini graduation speech, if you will. And it's always like really powerful. Like there's always tears, and again, I just try to make it like a really meaningful time that it really like marks how big this transition is, and I try to make it a part of what finishing at ICS means. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to salvage a little bit of that, and I'm going to give a time. You'll see it on the note for this week. I'm going to give a time that I'm using the word like it's required, and in hopes that like everybody who can get there is able to get there. I'll purposely have the time slot be later in the day for those of you who have said 11 a.m. is too early. But yeah, my hope is that like we'll able to all, as many of us as possible from each block, come together on a Google Meet call, and like in years past, I'm not requiring you to read like your whole thing, but I would ask you to just say a little word, maybe read an excerpt from your blog, and to really share like a final meaningful moment with your AP Lit block. So yeah, again, that's what I consider to be the real last assignment in this class. One last thing for this little video, though, because again, all the things that I just said about the ritual and trying to make things meaningful for you guys. Another thing that I do, which in my mind also seems poetic because it kind of circles back to the beginning of the year. If you guys remember that first day of class, I have like a tradition in all of my classes actually where I listen to the song. It's a song by my favorite band, Over the Rhine, that speaks about, it's like a promise from the band saying that they don't want to waste the audience's time with music they don't need. And on the first day of class, I always say something like, I'm going to make you guys a similar promise that I won't waste your time, that AP Lit will be meaningful, and that the things we read and the conversations we have and the connections that I build with you as students is meaningful. I don't think that I try not to make this class trivial. So another thing that I always do at the end of the year is I have kind of like a similar, it is kind of sentimental, but I like stuff like this. I always play the song again for a final time, and then while the song plays, I kind of cycle back through kind of a PowerPoint that displays the kind of all the things we've read and like the guiding questions that we've gone over. And the purpose is to kind of add another level to the remembering, to have you reflect again on all the things we've read, hopefully a lot of the things that I've urged you to think about in this class. Again, all for the purposes of really wanting to make this meaningful for you guys. So yeah, with that, I hope to see you on the AP Lit live call. And yeah, of course, even though our last couple months has been crazy. I still hope that I have not wasted your time in this final year of your high school life.
You don't need. Why should I autograph the book that you won't even read? I got a different scar for every song and blood left still to bleed. But I don't want to waste your time with music you don't need. I don't want to waste good wine if you won't stick around. I love to laugh, but I'm more than just your alcoholic clown. And I won't pray this prayer with you unless we both kneel down. 'Cause I don't want to waste good wine if you won't stick around. So come on, lighten up. Let me fill your cup. To imagine a situation where we might have a real conversation. I don't want to waste the words that you don't seem to need. When it comes to understand what's real, there's no such thing as greed. I hope this night puts down deep roots. I hope we plant a seed. 'Cause I don't want to waste your time with music you don't need.